12:48 p.m. on the 6th of February 2025. Jeremy Monga, it is your time. As you can see, this is an individual playing for Leicester City that I'm badly hoping Arsenal sign. Not only that, fast forward into 2026 and Hand of Arsenal together with Scouting Indoors have presented a story that should excite every Arsenal fan. Arsenal have presented a compelling offer to the camp of Jeremy Monga. Discussions have been had around his first team pathway if he puts pen to paper. If Monga agrees to our offer, Arsenal would still need to agree a compensation fee with Leicester. Next Generation Arsenal, aka Scouting Indoors, said a deal has been long time on the horizon with Arsenal making previous proposals to Monga's camp. The Gunners have been long-term admirers of the left winger who can play as a 10 and on the right-hand side and look in pole position to bring the 16-year-old to North London for his professional contract. Music to my ears, backed up by two credible Twitter guys. On that note, it's not done until it's done. Me, I'm for it. Now, in relation to the compensation, naturally, he's 16 years of age. He's played in the Championship before he signs that first pro deal. As most pros, when you turn 17, Arsenal could negotiate a compensation package. Considering he's played over 30 odd games for Leicester, X amount in the Championship, they probably will be due a couple of millions. Or we could negotiate a fee outright if he does, regardless of him signing a new deal. So that would take him, that I think his birthday's in July. So it could be for a couple of million. I say that subjectively. Some reports say 6 million, some go as high as 10. For me, that could be pennies on the pounds. This is an appreciating asset that could help us in the short, medium, and long term. And I genuinely believe, it could be part of the conglomerate of young English players. I genuinely think he's got future potential to be a star. But let's go on. Arsenal fans, we might potentially be looking at another ridiculous talent with a ridiculously high ceiling. Jeremy Monga, I genuinely believe in his abilities, and I think regardless, he's going to have a great career. When it comes to talent ID, my record is spotless. I don't do this gassing up thing, but I genuinely believe he's quality, man, and I really hope we sign him. Now, listen, before people start screaming hype, before people start throwing around the next big thing, before we start browsing on YouTube and looking at compilations and drawing conclusions, people, let's actually talk properly. In my opinion, Jerry Monga tells us everything in terms of his links to Arsenal, because his interest, or better yet, Arsenal's interest in him, it tells you something bigger about where this football club is heading potentially under Mikel Arteta and Andrea Berta, and where our recruitment structure is going. Let's be honest, we need to blood through more Highlanders to come to the first team. People need to be sold on for profit, and we need to start searching in this country in the far corners of the world and bringing people to this football club like we are seeing people. So yeah, I think that's something to bear in mind. This isn't random anymore. Arsenal are both building for now and obviously winning trophies immediately and setting up for the next 5 to 10 years, people, in my opinion. Jeremy Monga fits exactly that. And there's no surprise why not just Arsenal, but a bunch of European elites, from the PSGs, from Manchester City, Manchester United, Liverpool, Newcastle, us massive clubs are chasing this individual, people. And he's got everything they're looking for. He's got high ceiling, good foundation, raw potential, technical ability in abundance, youthful fearlessness that they carry, very explosive, very comfortable 1v1, extremely confident under pressure, extremely direct, versatile, fits the modern day wide player profile, people. But the thing I like the most is you can have all of that. It's personality. Personality doesn't have to scream arrogance. You can't, he's got that in abundance. You cannot teach that, people. Some young players, as you know, they're technically gifted, but they're quite timid, people. Monga looks in a humble way like he knows he belongs here, people. So the foundations are there. He's fearless. He's got great technical level, very good dribbler, great in tight spaces, good at attacking spaces, great 1v1, good on the transitions, plays without fears. He's had a great foundational formal education at Leicester City and Coventry. Left wing, I think the pathway is there and it speaks for itself. Smash the like button. We'll continue with that. He can play right wing and obviously he can play centrally. So there's a foundation that could be crafted along with other players, people. And also, that's what matters at the top level. At 16 years of age, he's become one of the most prized English assets at his football club and in this country. He's progressed through the academy at Leicester, people, and his progress in the last 6 to 12 months have been very good. You name me any 16, 17-year-old that has 20 odd appearances in the Championship, 30 odd appearances for their side, much less Leicester fighting relegation. That cannot be discounted, people. So that's credit to Leicester and also him. Some of you might remember the name because when Leicester were in the Premier League, he was actually the third youngest Premier League player in history, people, when he made his debut. Well, it's changed a bit now, but he was 15 years of age and 8 months at the time. I think Wanyeri and Max Dowman, ironically, two potential future teammates, eclipse him in that, people. I like him. He's silkiness on the ball, got speed, a natural trick style, versatility, everything you look for. He's very positive on the ball. He's extremely unpredictable. He's confident of his skills, doesn't hesitate to use his weaker peg at times, capable of passing, dribbling, and scoring comfortably. If we can harness all of this, he has the potential to be a key player in a top European club, people, and has the potential to be a key player for years to come, if I'm completely honest. He actually knows Dowman. They've played with each other at youth level. He's the youngest championship scorer. He broke a record previously held by Jude Bellingham. And on the topic of Leicester, he's actually their youngest star. He became the club's youngest ever starter during a cup game earlier in this season. On the 16th of August 2025, people, a matter of months after I said it's your time in the February tweet, people, he scored his first senior goal against Preston. He became the youngest goal scorer in the championship, people, at 16 years of age and 37 days old. Last season, he played 30 times across all comps, people. So that the potential is there. Once again, how many 16 to 17-year-olds have played the amount of games he's played, much less in the championship, much less playing for Leicester at a time when it's turbulent? Obviously, they've got back-to-back relegations, but that's not the conditions to put a young player in. So he must have something about him, people. On the topic of him playing in the championship, this season, currently to date, he's played 27 times. He's got 2 assists and a goal. He's played twice in the FA Cup, and he's also played in the EFL Cup. Statistics in totality at Leicester, he's played 37 times, once again, scoring just 1 goal and 2 assists, people. Look at this graphic on screen, people. He's played 921 minutes, got 1 goal, 2 assists, created 10 chances, 26 successful dribbles, 38 recoveries. His shooting, his expected goals is at 0.33. XG on target is 0.56. Non-penalty XG is 0.33. He's had 7 shots and 2 on target. When you look at his passing, you can also see some good statistics, as well as his possession and ball carrying. And there's also a line of improvement defensively. You're never going to be the finished article. I know we see young players, Mbappe, says Fabregas, Wayne Rooney. Those are exceptions rather than the rule. So as I said, people, looking at this graphic on screen, let me break it down in simple terms, people. Let's break it down in the most simplest terms possible. He's played 921 minutes. So we're not obviously talking about a massive sample size yet, but there are some interesting signs. In terms of his output, with 1 goal and 2 assists, the shooting numbers naturally are still developing, people. So right now, he's not someone who's constantly getting high quality chances when you look at the XG, but where he starts to look more interesting in his involvement, he's created 10 chances and has 2 assists. His passing accuracy is strong at 84.7. That tells you can keep the ball moving and contribute to attacks without always being the goal scorer, if that makes sense. The big thing that stands out for me, people, is the ball carrying. 26 successful dribbles, 466 touches, 40 touches in the opposition box. That shows he wants to receive the ball, carry it forward, and get into dangerous areas. He's not hiding from the game. Naturally, as I said, he's not the finished article. So there's still going to be raw parts. His dribbling success is just 40%. His dual success rate is 38%. He's been dispossessed 33 times. That tells you he's brave and direct, but he needs to become a lot more cleaner and stronger in possession. Naturally, for all attacking players, defensively, there's a lot of work, people. 38 recoveries, 10 tackles is positive, but only 12 defensive contributions overall shows there's still room to grow without the ball. So the verdict is quite simple. Jeremy Monga looks like a young attacking talent with confidence, good involvement, and strong ball carrying habits, but he's still raw in certain elements. The next step is refining and improving his decision making, his end product, and his physical duels. The talent is there. Now it's about, simply put, turning those flashes of brilliance into a consistent impact. And for me, I would love to sign him because, he would join a strong group with Max Dowman, Miles Lewis-Skelly, Marley Salmon, Ethan Wanyeri, as well as recent recruits, Victor from Ireland, Mooney from Scotland, Quintero twins. Whether they make it here or not, there's excitement there. The environment for young talent at Arsenal is attractive again. Young talents probably look at Arsenal and think, if I'm good enough, I might actually get a chance. You can see it already. That's not always the case at many clubs, including us and the many clubs he's been linked with, people. His situation, as I keep saying, is quite unique. There are not too many young players out there at 16, turning 17, that played as many times in the championship as him. I actually think Obviously, it's horrible to see Leicester get relegated, but playing in League One wouldn't be the worst of scenarios for him because he's getting week in, week out football. As much as I think he would get minutes, how much football do you guys reckon he would honestly play at Arsenal Football Club? Because on paper, you've still got Martinelli and Trossard. Eze can play out there. A lot of us Arsenal fans want a left winger. We all know we're looking at 50 plus games at club level. So there is opportunities, but you can't discount the fact that he's at Leicester, he's playing week in, week out. The move will come at some point. These are things to bear in mind. We've shown there's a pathway because despite fighting for a Premier League trophy, you've seen what Dalman's done against Everton and you've seen him make his debut. Salman's been playing in the Champions League. Wanyeri's obviously played. Miles Lewis-Skelly, the list goes on. I do think the clearest pathway is on that left-hand side, and I would do it. I really would do it, people. I would do it. And there's several rumors, as low as a couple of thousand, as high as around 10 million. I'm all for it if I'm completely honest, man, because with Jeremy Monga, it feels like another piece for the future, just not for today, but potentially planning for 2027, 2028, and also 2029. A club that dominates now while preparing the next generation simultaneously. That's how dynasties are built, people. But I've given enough of my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Would you take Jeremy Monga? Do you think he's the real deal? Or is it the hype that's getting out of control? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one.